The idea behind Housing Choice Vouchers, the federal program formerly known as Section 8, is to let people choose where they live. But a new analysis shows those options are limited in Hampton Roads. I'm Toby Cox. This is WHRO News. Zenobia Wilson says the last few months have been hell. When she found out her landlord wasn't renewing her lease, she scrambled to find a new home for her and her 2 school-aged daughters. They had to be out by the end of October, but that deadline came and went.
I literally have nowhere to go.
One challenge was that she was trying to find housing with a voucher. The voucher program provides assistance for renting privately owned apartments or homes through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. The tenant pays a portion of the rent based on their income, and the voucher covers the rest. In a Norfolk coffee shop, Wilson brings up a chart on a laptop screen. The table breaks down the maximum rent subsidy for the housing voucher. She points to a zip code for near downtown Norfolk.
For me, I would need a 3-bedroom. So as you see right here, it says the cap for your voucher would be $2,000.
Then she subtracts a few hundred to budget for utilities.
If I find something in $1,700, I could apply for that.
HUD says one of the program's goals is to give low-income families options. With a voucher, they could move to a better neighborhood with better schools and more opportunities. Or at least that's the theory. Finding housing with a voucher is hard, especially when there's a lack of affordable housing. As Melissa Bonfiglio with Legal Aid Society of Eastern Virginia says,
a voucher is of no use if there's no actual unit that you can move into with a voucher.
So, if you have a housing voucher, where would you have the most luck finding a place to live in Hampton Roads? Johnny Finn at Christopher Newport University helped WHRO find out.
These are the numbers that you want to pay attention to.
Finn has researched race and housing issues in the region for years, including housing vouchers. He used census data to calculate the percentage of rental units priced above and below HUD's standard rent allowances. Finn found almost all the voucher-eligible housing units are in highly segregated, high-poverty neighborhoods.
There just aren't very many voucher-eligible rental units in middle and upper-income, racially integrated neighborhoods.
While the voucher program is centered around moving where you want to live, he says the structure of the housing market in Hampton Roads just isn't set up for that.
And then we go around talking about choice as if people who use vouchers have the choice to go anywhere that they want. Really what we're doing is we're blaming them for not going to better neighborhoods when they don't have the opportunity to do that in the first place.
Back at the coffee shop, Wilson says she first received a housing voucher in 2022 when she moved out of Tidewater Gardens. That's the first public housing complex in Norfolk to come down in the St. Paul's area to pave the way for a massive redevelopment project. She says the voucher program opened her eyes to possibilities, but
It also puts you in la-la land. You think you can go get this 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a big white yard, and then you apply for it and get denied.
Wilson spent hundreds of dollars in application fees to apartments over several months before she finally caught a break. She found a new apartment east of downtown Norfolk in December. The family moved in January. She says everyone is settling in after months of uncertainty. And she says the new neighborhood is quiet, except for the trains.
So all night long, we hear the train. And sometimes it shakes our house.
Wilson says at the end of the day, the voucher program worked for her. There's a roof over her and her daughters' heads, but that rumbling train is a reminder that the apartment was a last resort rather than a first choice. Young Terrace and Calvert Square are 2 more public housing complexes in Norfolk that will eventually be torn down. Before thousands of residents have to move, Wilson hopes the city better prepares them for the realities of using a voucher. And she offers her own advice. Get your credit in order and start the search as soon as you can. Toby Cox, WHRO News.